Advanced care planning is an important thing to do. It means having a voice and taking part in your healthcare decisions even though you're unable to speak for yourself. You do this by preparing an advanced care plan, or as some people call it, a living will, and appointing a proxy, a healthcare decision maker. Let's listen to Colleen, Loretta, and Heidi describe why they decided to prepare an advanced care plan for themselves. Colleen's experience with her husband's illness led her to prepare her own advanced care plan and appoint a proxy. Initially, her family were reluctant to discuss this with her.
My husband passed away 18 months ago, and in going through the long-term illness that he had and his inevitable passing, I had to make a lot of decisions along the way. We both did, and in dealing with the healthcare system, and you just have a lot to think about. And so when I realized that I'd been through that with him, it was time for me to seriously think about what I wanted and let my family know, so that the decisions that might need to be made didn't fall on their shoulders, that I was making those decisions. I have completed an advanced healthcare plan. I sat down with a family member and went through the My Voice booklet, read through all the material and filled out the questions, and then it was my brother, and he agreed to be my proxy, and so we had a very open conversation about the whole idea. I think he was hesitant at first to hear what I had to say, but in the end we had a really good conversation, and I think opened his mind to considering it as well. So I'm very relieved about having the advanced plan in place. And I know that now if something were to happen, it's not going to put my parents or my siblings in any difficult situation in terms of, if it was an accident or something like that and suddenly they're called to the hospital and have to make a decision, they know what my wishes are. It's done.
So for Colleen, preparing her advanced care plan was just taking care of her healthcare business. Best done when you're healthy, and definitely at the beginning of an illness. Her message is clear to us: just talk and do it. For Loretta, age 78, she wants to have a voice in her healthcare decisions. She's had family experiences in the intensive care unit. Let's listen to what she has to say.
I had a health care scare passed down the road, and it was very frightening. They didn't know what was wrong, and until they found out. I realized that at my age, which is 78, anything could happen, and I thought it was a good idea to get everything in place just in case I wasn't able to communicate with my family. I don't want to be on a ventilator at all. As I said, my daughter was in intensive care for a whole week. I sat with her while she was on the ventilator. I certainly don't want to put my family through that, and no, just let me go. Just let me go. I have talked to my youngest daughter, and she's one of my proxies, and my good friend is the other proxy. We've talked about it. I think I've made everybody aware of what I want and what I don't want. And as I said, if they don't follow my instructions, I will definitely come back to haunt them. I have a My Life capsule. It's just to have everything in order and to have things where you can find them. People are looking through drawers and everything, looking for what should I do now? And this way, the information is right in here, and the magnet is on the fridge, and this is in the fridge. And if the ambulance comes, they know exactly what to do. This is a communication tactic, and I think that this is so available when the emergency measures, when the ambulance comes in, they know where to go. If you can't speak and you can't communicate, all the information is here, and I feel very secure. Well, the only thing that I can suggest is that we try to put everything in place for the years that we may not be able to communicate. My voice sessions were very informative, and I guess the sessions just gave me the push that I needed to get everything into place. So I'm ready for whatever happens. I feel confident. I know that if anything happens, I'm at peace with myself because I know that everything is in place. My proxies will look after what I want and what I don't want, and whatever happens will happen. I don't know when and I don't know how, but everything is in place. I'm very much at peace with it.
Loretta wants to have a say in her healthcare decisions. She doesn't know when or how she will die, but she's relieved knowing that she has her advanced care plan in place and trusts that her proxies will make her decisions for her. Heidi is a young woman faced with a serious surgery. She's confident things will go well, but just in case.
It's very interesting actually that after I initially started thinking about this, I remembered that I had sat in the emergency room at one of the hospitals with our youngest child with an earache and looked at the poster on the wall about the advanced care plans and thought, yeah, that makes sense. That's a good idea. You should do that. I think I probably thought I should go home and do that. But of course I didn't. And then one of my grandparents ended up in the hospital and was given the kit while they were in the hospital and was going through it. And so my family was talking about it. So then when I was diagnosed, I realized that this was important to me. And before I went for surgery, I thought, why wouldn't I have that done? So that if I get to the hospital and they want to know what I want, I don't have to make decisions right then and there. I've got it handled. I don't remember feeling emotional about it at all. I remember thinking that it was going to be a lot bigger job than it was, and printing it out and looking through the questions and thinking, this is simple. I can answer these no problem. And so it was very unemotional for me to go through and say, I'm okay with this, I'm not okay with that. I was in good health. I was confident that my surgery wasn't going to have any complications, so it made it very easy to confidently answer all the questions and say, if things did go bad, this is what I would want, but I don't think they're going to, so I'm going to be good. And just told them that I have this, it's here, it's ready to go if we need it, but my intention is that we're not going to need it. And I think I just shared it with him at that point.
I think in a situation like that, you want to try and ignore that possibility, that outcome. However, when she explained it to me, it made a lot of sense, and I come to the realization that if it did come to that outcome, it'd be better to know exactly what her directives, what her choices were, than trying to guess at that. I mean, in that situation, the person's already emotional and maybe not in the best frame of mind to make some of those decisions on the spot. This way, there's no guessing.
Mm-hmm. For you?
For me, choosing my healthcare decision maker was a pretty simple choice. I chose my husband to make my decisions for me, and I also chose, because I'm young and my parents are still young and very involved in my life, I chose to have a backup in case something should happen to Jack, and my father is my backup decision maker. I think that it's just an important thing to have in place. You never know what might happen. None of us has a guarantee on anything. And you don't know what's coming, so do your loved ones a favor and have it ready to go.
I would only add that even though at the time when we approached the subject I was emotional and I've sooner not acknowledged that, I feel a lot more comfortable that it's been done and it's in place, both for my benefit and peace of mind and for our daughters.
All three individuals are relieved to have written their advanced care plan and appointed proxies who they trust to speak on their behalf. They want to have a voice in their healthcare decisions, even if they are unable to speak for themselves. Take the time to think, talk, and act by preparing your own advanced care plan and letting your healthcare decision makers know what is important to you.